This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we received and processed their notice between September 25th and August 1st of 2025. Now, if you're new to me, before I ask you to like, subscribe, share, comment on the video and to the channel, you're probably wondering, what is this happening? Well, I'm glad you asked because I absolutely. Many years ago, I was getting a property. The seller was excited. They were getting ready to get the proceeds from the sale of their property. I signed loan documents. I go back to work 4 hours later, and I found out myself and 399 of the people were getting laid off that day. No warning, no nothing. You can only imagine what was going on in this. Oh my gosh, property. I don't have a job. I'm gonna make, you know, my mind was racing. Got on the phone, really called my mortgage broker, my real estate broker at the time, and said, "Look, I'm sorry, I gotta cancel this transaction. I can't close on this house. I don't have a job." So thankfully, I was able to unravel the transaction, meaning they didn't fund my loan. And so I didn't purchase the property, but I lost money in the process. Many of you guys know if you've ever purchased property, when you get to that point where you're signing loan documents, there's no rescission period. But they couldn't fund the loan because normally they'll call and verify employment. Just before that funder hits the button, well, how do I know? I used to be a funder. And, I already let anyways. I didn't get my money back from my deposit. I didn't get my money back. I paid for the appraisal, the home. I didn't get any of those monies back. Now, it wasn't the seller's fault. It wasn't even my fault. They were downsizing before the house. Many people lost their jobs during that time frame. So there's two reasons why I share this information. One, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? Would you not go on would you not buy that new house or new car? Would you start saving more aggressively? Would you start paying off debt, restructure, refinance, pay off some debt, redo your budget? Like, what would you do differently if there was that you might get laid off? That reason why I share the information. The second is I want you to house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. I've literally been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment. So, let me get into this list. You guys know there's permanent options. Helping mortgage. I help people in the mortgage and real estate industry. 19 years. I've helped buy property, sell property, help people finance property, refinance property. And then when life do, I help pay by helping them avoid foreclosure if they are facing financial hardship, whether it's due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff. So let me get into this list. We have 34 entries. It doesn't mean 35 for companies. Yes, locations or days, but we have 34 entries. So let me get into it so we can get through this list rather quickly. I'm going to give you this list, which is interesting. Hold on. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to give you this list in alphabetical um based on, company name. If I get to your company or past starts with, you may want to check out other videos. I may have covered that information already. So let me get started. November 14th. So the first several entries, 10 to be exact, is for Agile Physical Therapy. Okay, Agile Physical Therapy. They're laying off multiple locations. So here we go. November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy is laying off at 4000 Dublin Boulevard, number 320 in Dublin. November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy is laying off permanent for Street in Fremont.
November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy is laying off
101
East El Camino Real in Mountain View. November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy, laying off
5 El
Real in Palo Alto. November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy is laying off
in San Carlos.
November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy, laying off
Permanent for people at 301 Old San Francisco Road in Sunnyvale.
November 14th, Agile Physical Therapy, laying off permanent 4401 Old San Francisco Road in Sunnyvale. Agile Physical Therapy, laying off permanently 23 people at 1085 West El Camino Real in Sunnyvale. The next two entries is for Airlines, Avelo Airlines. So we have November 18th, Avelo Airlines is closing permanently 11 people at 3561 Boeing Avenue in McKinleyville. October 21st, Avelo Airlines for Hollywood Way in Burbank. November 30th, Bicycle Transit Systems is laying off permanently 65 people for Jefferson Boulevard in Los Angeles. We have November 23rd, Boardwalk Property Services is laying off temporarily. Okay, so this is just a temporary layoff. 66 people at 481 Washington Street in Yountville. Never heard of that city before. In California. December 1st, Celestica Precision Machining is closing permanently, laying off 72 people at 4725 Encyclopedia Circle in Fremont. You have November 25th, City of Hope is laying off permanently 56 people at 1500 East Duarte Road in Duarte. November 25th, City of Hope is laying off permanently 140 people at 4900 River
Road in Baldwin Park.
November 23rd, Dryers Grand Ice Cream is laying off temporarily for 7301 District in Bakersfield. They kind of lay off around this time of the year, every year. So that's temporary. November 23rd, Eclipse Advantage is laying off permanently 58 people at 5540 East 4th Street in Ontario. The next several entries is for FPI Management Inc. FPI Management Inc. Okay. They are laying off 39 people on November 30th at 1110 Iron Point Road in Folsom. Then you have November 30th, FPI Management Inc. laying off permanently 50 people at 800 Iron Point Road in Folsom. And November 30th, FPI Management Inc. laying off permanently 16 people, and that's remote positions. December 1st, we have GEP Administrative Services, also known as Entertainment Partners, is laying off permanently 61 people at 2950 North Hollywood Way in Burbank. Okay, hold on here. Got a few more. Next several entries is it's for Google, actually. November 9th, Google is laying off permanently one person at 1175 Borregas Avenue in Sunnyvale. November 9th, Google is laying off 8 people at 1190 Bordeaux Drive in Sunnyvale. November 9th, Google is laying off permanently 4 people at 1195 Borregas Drive in Sunnyvale. You have November 9th, Google is laying off permanently 9 people at 1265 Borregas Avenue in Sunnyvale. You have November 9th, Google is laying off permanently 2 people at
237 Moffett Park Drive in Sunnyvale.
November 9th, Google's laying off permanently 242 Humboldt Court in Sunnyvale. November 9th, Google is laying off permanently one person at 244 Humboldt Court in Sunnyvale. November 9th, Google is laying off permanently 4 people at 1160 Matilda Avenue in Sunnyvale. We have November 9th, Google is laying off permanently one person at 1225 Crossman Avenue in Sunnyvale. Then November 24th, Jabbo Inc. is closing temporarily. They kind of do this around this time of the year, I see. They're closing temporarily, laying off 393 people at 30 Great Oaks Boulevard in San Jose. November 30th, North State Public Radio is laying off permanently 12 people at 35 Main Street, Suite 101 in Chico. November 23rd, Palo Verde Healthcare District is closing permanently, laying off 94 people at 250 North 1st Street in Blythe. And November 24th, Warner Music is laying off permanently South Santa Fe Avenue in Los Angeles. Now that's the end of this week's list that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we will process their notice between November 25th and October. Now, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can phone me at 714-914-7254. Feel free to visit my website at modifymenow.com. Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.